Hello. I wanted to talk about mythology and how you interpret it, or what you do with it, or how you use it, or whatnot, really. Your thoughts on mythology in general, so kind of, yeah. I don't mean to go into details of certain myths, but just the whole aspect of mythology. What is it? What do you do with it? How did it come into existence, etc., etc. And I think with that I'd like to start with the Old Testament of the Bible. There's a lot of stories in there, and I know that many theologists, so those that actually studied it, and even many Catholic theologists, the more modern ones, I know that those people perceive the Bible as a collection of myths. And in this sentence, the word myth sort of gets a negative sound to it, but that's not what I mean. With myth, I mean that it's a story, yes, a fairy tale, but it fits so incredibly well on life issues, on big life issues, that people hang on to the story and tell it over and over again as a metaphor for certain things in life, so that it can help you see how certain things in life work. I said I'd start with the Bible, but that what I just said is completely generalizable, or how do you say that? It completely goes for any type of myth, actually. And I think it's even more clear in other myths. I think the most recent myth that I read was Because of the Stars, so that was, I reread the story of Persephone and Demeter and stuff. Of course, that story is not just about how the seasons of winter and summer came into existence. It lays foundations for the understanding of the balance of light and dark, which is basically what a star is as well. But you can choose to take that as literal as you want, or translate it into daily life. Of course, now would be a good time to come with a concrete example, of course. You could use it as an explanation to a wandering child, wondering why on earth there is evil people around doing very evil and mean things. And I think in that situation you can use it to explain that both evil and good need to be there so that they can define each other, or something like that. And that's my point with what I wanted to talk about. I think the people who wrote these myths were very, very, very wise people, and not only wise, very intelligent, and I think they had extremely good teaching skills. Because to be able to see a problem in life and then translate that into a story that will be told over and over again to other people to explain how exactly that aspect of life can be viewed, so that it won't leave you feel miserable, but so that you understand it, or so that you can do something with it, or so that you can act upon it, or whatnot. And that's what I wanted to say. That's how I see myths. I see myths as a translation, or as something that can be freely interpreted and fitted to a specific situation that you find yourself in. Now, I know that there's many people that also take those myths as true stories. For example, that happens a lot with the Bible, where people say, yes, this is exactly how things happened and there's no deeper meaning in it. But I know there's people that also do that with the myths, with the Greek mythology or with the Norse mythology. I'm curious to see how other people use mythology, basically. If you use it at all, are you at all interested in these myths? And if you are, how do you use them? Do you use them as, do you read them as just a fairy tale because it's pretty? Or do you take them literal as a history lesson? Or do you take them as a teaching so that you translate it freely onto your own life? How do you use or see the myths, if you see or use them at all? So that's my question, and I hope it made sense, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!